Peace and greetings, beloved. Peace and greetings. Today has been a little bit of a interesting journey and a little bit of a late start for me. I have the primary camera off, the face camera, because I'm not quite ready for the day, and had to do some physio-spiritual maintenance this morning, and I'm not planning on staying on here very long at all. Welcome, Critical Break. But I feel compelled to come and greet everyone because I am a creature of habit. And what I wanted to try to start doing is like have Tarot Tuesdays and Taoist Thursdays. And what was I going to do for Wednesday? I wrote it down, but I can't quite remember. Oh, Middle Path Wednesdays. So do some Dharma reading and Dharma sharing. And what I want to do right now is I just wanted to come on. I wanted to share an oracle card with you and a tarot card for today, and look towards tonight to do an actual full-on session to kind of look at the tarot. So today what I wanted to do was just pull a quick Isis. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Isis deck. This is a deck that really spoke to me. More the words, the message of it, rather than the imagery. But, you know, you take all of it. So I'm going to pull an Isis card for us to sort of focus on and see what message that we can glean from that. And of course, you take what speaks to you, you store the rest of it away and see how that energy will play out for you. And so I'm hoping no more than 20 minutes, and then I want to go over to my office, and I have this beautiful copper pyramid that I made earlier in the year. So I'm going to go and sit and do some meditation and that. And also the tarot that I'm going to use today is the Gaian tarot. The Gaian tarot. Healing the earth, healing ourselves. Okay, so welcome, CB, welcome. So let's take a nice deep centering breath to enter us into this sacred space. And here I'll put a little rose quartz there to remind us of unconditional love and compassion for self first. Because if we do not have it for ourselves, how can we have it for others? So let's take a nice deep centering breath. Peace, peace, peace. And that peace we are calling into ourselves is shalom, which is the Hebrew word for peace, which is connected, has the same root as the other Hebrew word, shalem, shalem, which means complete, whole, perfect. And so it is a blessing for us to have complete and whole peace. That peace that comes from the depths of your soul and embraces you and is a sanctuary for you, as my ministry is called Sanctuary Center Within. Welcome, Pavel. So as I mentioned before, Pavel, this is just going to be a brief little segment. I'm going to go and make sure I get my morning maintenance in, do some meditation. And my plan, my goal is to come back this evening once my little one is off to bed and do a little segment on tarot. I want to start traversing the journey, the fool's journey, the journey of the hero. And so we are looking into the Isis Oracle, and then we'll pull a Gaian Tarot. So this is the Isis Oracle. Beautiful scarab. Oops, I didn't mean to move that camera. Okay. So here we go. Isn't that a beautiful card? And of course I do have it gilded on the edges. I painted it. Oh. So our card for today is the Rising Sun, the Divine Solar Child Reborn. And as I mentioned before, in our other, you know what, I just realized that my glasses are in the kitchen, so let me grab my glasses right quick. I mentioned in our original session on December 1st that we are, doing a countdown, 21-day countdown to the rising sun. So this is a beautiful mother, divine mother and child card. You have the mother there and the infant. So let's go ahead and look at this card. Let's see. It's the rising sun, S-U-N. It's been a while since I've taken out my Isis Oracle, and I guess I feel compelled to break out my Isis Oracle because I will be meditating within my copper. I will be meditating in my copper pyramid today, and it was my connection with Priestess Sekhmet and the Isis Oracle that prompted me to stop talking about creating a copper pyramid and to go ahead and create one. So let me find Rising Sun on here. Okay. And this is the guidebook that comes with it. And this beautiful book, Alana Fairchild. It's replete with amazing rituals. Amazing rituals to help guide you and open you. That's awesome, Pavel. Okay, so Rising Sun, the divine star, the divine solar child reborn. A dark phase and struggle is over. A new phase is upon you, one of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is won through boldness, persistence. Even when you felt like giving up, you chose to stay strong, to surrender to the divine, and continue with the path. You have been through much, and now victory is upon you, beloved, by the solar, here we go, sorry, by the solar, by the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. So we're taking, let's see, we're on day 4 now. So what is that, 18 more days? We have 18 more days to continue to focus on diving into our underworld of self and excavating and chipping away at those pieces, not to discard them, but to embrace them, embrace all of who we are. And again, 21 days, 3 weeks, 21 days is a wonderful time to create new habits. So even when, I begin to feel, I sent my little one off to the bus this morning. I messaged one of my neighbors who is her child is a good friend of my son. My son refers to him as his best friend. Known him since he was a little baby. And I was like, I want to go get in the bed. It's like, no, it's like the light side of me is like, no, you have work to do. You got to stay the course. The other side of me, the dark side of me is like, no, just let's go get back in the bed. But I stayed the course, and I encourage you when you're feeling what's the word? When you're feeling that sedentary, that inertia setting in, continue to push through, continue to keep going. As we journey into the ancient feminine, there are many, many times when we meet her dark face. We must be patient, accepting, allowing. Often, what we meet are the difficulties of birth, literal and symbolic. Speaking of difficulties of birth, when my youngest was about 4, not quite 5, maybe 5. I think he was 5. He said, "Mommy, can I see my birth video?" And I'm like, "Honey, I didn't take a birth video." And he just about lost it. He was like, "What?" But I don't remember any of it. Now, mind you, I was sitting on the toilet at the time, and he's in the bathroom insisting on talking to me. So I'm like, "Hold on a second." So I finished what I was doing. I said, "I tell you what, I will reenact your birth for you." So I reenacted the last 10 minutes of my son's birth. I'm like in the bathtub, because the bathroom we were at had this beautiful cast iron cloth tub, and the bathroom was extremely tiny. So I hopped over into the bathtub, got on all fours, and I told him, I said, "I was pushing and pushing, and then your head was right there coming out, and then I couldn't push anymore, and I had no more strength, and the midwife and my doula was saying, 'Come on, Tamu, you can do it. You can do it. You can do this. You got this.'" So I said, I took with all my might, and I went, and I pushed and popped out. You popped. And he was just hilarious. So when I read this, where was I? When I read this, often what we meet are the difficulties of birth, both literal and symbolic. For women, us women who have given birth, we completely understand that. Life is this amazing, beautiful, crazy, sometimes messed up journey, but it's still beautiful. That at the top of the pyramid is still the pinnacle of it all. It's a beautiful journey. But the birthing process of not only our children, but of our souls, can be difficult and trying. And the thing is to not give up. We might feel great emotional or physical pain, spiritual bereft, alone and yearning for deeper union, perhaps even wondering if what you seek could be a genuine experience, or if it is the stuff of daydreams and fantasies. During times of despair and struggle, as we're going into that underworld, excavating our soul, excavating ourselves, we come back to our hearts, searching for faith within, searching for signs to support us as we take the long journey down the spiritual birth canal into love and even greater expression. You're absolutely right, CB. CB says moms can't go anywhere in peace when they have children, even the washroom. That is so true. Even with my older 3 kids, that they would be perfectly fine playing, beating each other up. As soon as I go in the bathroom and close the door, I'm like, "What? Can you give me 5 minutes alone? Can you wait until is the house burning down? Are you bleeding? Then leave me alone." That would be me. How many times I've said that. So let me go back to this. We might feel great emotional or physical pain, spiritually bereft, alone and yearning for deeper union, perhaps even wondering if what you seek could be a genuine experience, or if it is the stuff of daydreams and fantasies. During times of despair and struggle, we come back to our hearts, searching for faith within, searching for signs to support us as we take the long journey down the spiritual birth canal, the underworld, into love, even greater expression. It might take us weeks, months, or many, many years to birth ourselves over and over again into more of our divine essence. Some birthing processes that are deeply profound will feel as though they take most, if not all, of our lifetime in this planet. At another level, many lifetimes will constitute one birth process. However, no matter how much we encounter the inner workings of the womb of the divine feminine, there are always moments of entering the light of birth into a new world, as a new being, into a reality transformed. So these next 21 weeks, the next 21 days, the next 18 days, because we are on the 4th, let's continue to meditate and connect with that inner child. Connect with that inner child to birth it, to birth ourselves, so that when winter solstice comes and we're coming, we're going deeper and deeper and deeper into the dark recesses and begin to emerge from our spiritual birth canals and the rebirth of the sun, rebirth of the light that is within us. Let's stay the course. Let's remember we have each other. We have signs and omens around us that continue to support us. Welcome, Truth Seeker. Oh, and by the way, guys, I recommend Critical Breaks channel, and I also recommend you check out Truth Seeker. He's got an amazing channel. That's all I can say. Check him out. Okay, so where was I? However, no matter how much we encounter the inner workings of the womb of the divine feminine, there are always moments of entering the light of birth into a new world, as a new being, into reality transformed. These moments are precious and herald the beginning of a new level of divinity expressed, often in deeply creative new ways. I saw a quote from Ursula Le Guin, and we all know Miss Ursula. She is the creator of the Earthsea series, and actually not the History Channel, but the Sci-Fi Channel. I hear didn't do it justice, but I know they had a series on for a minute called Earth Series. And I found this beautiful quote of hers the other day. And since she's mentioned here, I'm going to go ahead. And the quote was, here, I'll show you because I posted on my Facebook page. Can we see that? The quote was, "The creative adult is the child who has survived." And I tell you what, even if your child didn't survive, you can rebirth your inner child. And so that is what we're in the process of right now, rebirthing that inner child. It is work. It's requiring going into the underworld. It's requiring going into your metaphorical birth canal to reconnect with your heart center and then bring that inner child back out into the light. Winter solstice, the rising sun. I look at this image of the Blessed Mother nursing her child, and that image, that Blessed Mother, is within each and every one of us. Is the divine feminine within us, and she seeks to nourish us, and she cherishes us. Okay, where was I? The divine child, the divine solar child being born brings new light into your life, likely to express itself in multiple forms, revived in new relationships, new inspiration, creativity, and opportunities in your work and spiritual life, more love and enjoyment, new or more energized community, greater well-being and experience in your body, creative abilities that you didn't even realize you had, opening up effortlessly as you surrender to allow the body and creative faculty to flow. And one way to surrender and open up your body is by dancing, putting on music that really touches your soul. For me, the other night, where I experienced an incredible ecstasy, an incredible spiritual energy just flowed from my womb area, both down and up and out, was through listening to Bhagavan Das's um, love songs to the Dark Lord. There we go. Pavel just subscribed to Truth Seeker. Very good. Okay, so where were we? So dance like nobody's watching, dance like you're not even watching. Enjoy yourself. It allows you to move energy around and open you up to be able to express your creativity, to get in touch with your inner child. These are some of the gifts that you're given to you. These are some of the gifts that are given to you by the universe at the cosmic baby shower for the birth of divine solar child. The sweetness of the gifts of this new life make all that came before it so sacred and worthwhile. That means every heartbreak, every disappointment, every triumph, everything will be turned sweet and worthwhile because it got you to where you are now. So just remember that. You know, I've been through a lot of crazy stuff in my life. That is so true, Pavel. The rituals in the Oracle book are very good. It is true. So you're familiar with this Isis Oracle, eh, Pavel? So anyway, where was I? I think I lost my train of thought, but I'll get back to the reading. To honor and accept the past and the courage it required of us, and yet to accept that it is now time to turn our face to the light and partake of the fruits of our inner labors is what this oracle ordains. Time to rise, time to rise, time to rise. So let's continue your work the next 18 days of soul excavation, symbolized by the headdress of cow horns with a golden disc within, worn by Egyptian goddess, including Isis, and the symbolism of Isis nursing her divine son child Horus at her breast. The oracle of the rising sun brings with it a new day, dawn, breakthrough, end of struggle, and the genuine and stable birth of optimism and hope for you now. So yes, there is an entire ritual in here. I really encourage you to journey through the oracle. I will just share with you the incantation at the end. You can say this incantation to close your ritual or as a separate prayer of hope and optimism at any time your spirits need to connect with you. And I will show you this ritual. So if you want to screenshot it, screenshot. Let's see. Can I get a good, is it up? There we go. Rising sun, I am your solar child. I bask in your love, free and wild. I am filled with your hope, endless and free. Your light and love fills all parts of me. The darkness cast away, joy is now born with the sweetness of the spiritual dawn. So there you go. And that is from the Isis Oracle. So I will leave that there. And today is Tarot Tuesday, so let's just pull one Gaian tarot, healing the earth and healing ourselves. And then I will get to my copper pyramid meditation, and hopefully, you know, as they say, man proposes, God disposes, woman proposes. Spirit disposes, we'll see. But if I'm able, hopefully I'll be able to come on this evening once we finish lighting the Hanukkah menorah, the Hanukkah, and making another batch of potato pancakes. My son requested the jelly-filled donuts. I'm not the, we'll have to see how that turns out. We're going to do that. So let me go ahead and shuffle this deck. Deck is about as big as my hands. Oh, and this deck, it came gilded with silver, which is really beautiful. All right. So let's, okay. Guardian of Fire. So there we go. Guardian of Fire. Let me just share the Guardian of Fire's message for you. You got a full moon in the background. You got a little bobcat right there. Okay. Oh, wow. And see, this is my first time even pulling one of these cards. Let's see if I can get to the earth. That's water. Fire must be. Please tell me I'm going to be able to find this card in here. Okay. All right. There we go. Guardian of Fire. All right. Bear with me, trying to find. It's very interesting the way this book is put together. It does not, it's not, okay. All right, let me see. I hate when that happens. See, every time, whenever I'm doing any of this, okay, there's the Guardians, 146. Interesting, starts on that, okay. Okay, see, you know, whenever I pull any of these, everything is spontaneous right there in the moment. So, Guardian of Earth, Guardian of Fire, there we go. There we go. Guardian of Fire. The guardian is a fire tender. He keeps an eye on the bonfire at festivals, making sure it neither gets too high nor gets so low that it goes out. His energy matches that of fire, whether it's quiet, smoking, sparking, or blazing. He's often in the background of the circle, but the drumming and dancing can't happen without him. So that sort of reminds me that, you know, we are not able to get to the full revelation and celebration of the rising sun, of the winter solstice, of the sun's return, and truly understand that spiritual significance if we do not guard our personal fire. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. He is an integral part of the community. He guards and nurtures the qualities of creativity, personal power, passion, and transformation. You know, that transformation takes place as you're going into the underworld, excavating who you are. His ally is Bobcat, who knows how to channel the life force silently but powerfully. Like the owl, he sees and hears clearly in the dark. The Garden of Fire is someone who quietly knows his own worth. He doesn't have to be the center of attention in order to feel good about himself, although he is sometimes quite naturally in the spotlight. This is someone who attracts others because of a warm heart, natural radiance. Remember that when the flame of creativity is shared, all benefit. No single fire is diminished. Passions shared and combined can create a bonfire big enough to light the entire sky. So before we get to that bonfire that's big enough to light an entire sky, let's remember these next 18 days to continue to excavate, to continue to surrender to that underworld, surrender to that cave, nurture your fire, nurture your energy, nurture your passion, nurture who you are, excavate deeply, be willing to face your own darkness. But don't shame from it, don't hide from it. Tend to that fire. And so once we head into the winter solstice and begin to celebrate the rising sun, you're celebrating the rising sun that is within your center. All right. Thank you for joining me Thank you for joining all of us. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this to a close. And hopefully, we'll be able to meet you this evening as we take a look at the journey of the Fool, the journey of the hero in our tarot deck, and begin our first installment of Tarot Tuesdays. So I'm Tamara Gina, Priestess Heart. I thank you, beloved, for being here. Let's take a nice deep centering breath. Remember all those who have come before us. Remember our ancestors. I wish you peace. I wish you peace and great bliss. Until next time, keep going.